What's up, everybody? Listen, I know I'm not supposed to be on here, but I'm out here working and waiting on some of the mechanics here. So while I have time, I had to talk to you guys real quick about kind of some of the things I'm learning. Okay, we're out. It's kind of dark out here. What are some of the things I'm learning? What are some of the things that are being shown to me? And so here's some of the things I'm learning. Banks, like I've been saying for months, are like dead in the water. Like, banks work well for boring money. Banks work well for bankers. That's it, right? The more banks I talk to and bankers, I was talking with some mortgage guys and they were like, well, how much money do you leave in the account every month? I was like, leave in the account? Every dollar I make is going somewhere and it's better be making money. And he's like laughing, but he's like, yeah, that's the rule. But for the mortgage stuff, how much money do you leave in the bank? I'm like, leave in the bank? Like, I literally roasted them and laughed. I was like, dude, my goal every month is not to leave none in the bank. Okay. My goal is for every dollar, every dime to be working. Now, is that always perfect? No, because when I needed a lump sum of cash, I had to go back and liquidate some of the different accounts. So sometimes, some cash in the bank is good. Some cash in the bank is good. But at the end of the day, banks, we're talking about something that's old. It's an old ideal, right? Like, you got something and I asked them, do you mean in my savings? Do you mean in my money market account? Do you mean in my CDs? No, you're checking. I was like, why would I leave thousands of dollars in my checking? Well, to leave it there. For who? Who does that impress? What does that do? I was like, I have money in my money market. I have money in my savings account. I have money in my CDs. Why would I need it just sitting in my checking? That's what the banks want you to do. The bank wants you to have money just sitting there doing nothing. That is crazy. Now, what was the alternative? Money moving, money swimming. I always try to liken money to like swimming. You want your money to be swimming, okay? You want your money to be moving. Now, I just saw a clip. I didn't watch the whole thing. Don't beat me up, but I'll do a review of it later. Waka Flocka Flam. Waka Flocka was talking about how he got robbed. His own aunt messed up his taxes. Told him she did it and she didn't do it. How advisors, he said, how do you know your advisors aren't going around giving money to all their friends from college who have new startup ideas? And that right there, that right there was fire, because we are working. There's an old way and there's a new way. And a lot of us are working under this old system of like, I'm going to take some money and I'm going to put it with Edward Jones and he's going to make the best investment for me. And that's great. That's what I'm going to do. I feel really good, Erica. I have $10,000 in my savings. Look, if that's all you can do, baby, I'm proud of you. Do it. Do what you got to do. But for those of you telling me you want to grow businesses, you want to grow as a company, this old way of doing things you have to let it go. You have to let it go, because when let me just tell you the day and night. I'm on the phone with three different mortgage companies and they're like, yeah, you don't leave a lot in your account. You're always investing it. I go, listen to what you said. Yeah, I'm always investing my money in your own bank and CDs and money market. Like, it's always moving. And he said, yeah, but for mortgages, we like to see it just sitting there. So I said, okay, no problem. I get on the phone. I talked to 7 different capital companies. Now, what are capital companies? We've talked about this on this channel. Capital companies are just people. They're just people who are in a group and they invest in things. Now, we can get fancy about it, but really that's the truth of what most capital companies are. And hard money companies too. A lot of hard money is just retirees putting money to good work. So I'm on the phone with these capital companies. And their reaction was 100% different. It was like, yes, look at you, girl. Yeah, investing. Yeah. Put that money over. Yeah, put that money to work. Yeah. And they were like, I'm so excited. They're like, who do you have on your team? Now, any of y'all know Rich Dad Poor Dad book, where he's like, the rich don't work for money. The rich leverage other people's, not just money, other people's mindset, other people's experience, other people's time. And so I always thought that was a little bit funny. But then guess what? I said, well, these are the people working with me. These are the people going to partner with me with this adventure I'm going to do here in Texas. I'm calling it Ground Zero, Texas. I said, I've got a manager coming out of a whole nother state coming to work with me, and he's got 20 years experience. And he said, man, you're saying everything I need to hear. You got your money moving, you got it growing, you got it in multiple investments. It's just not sitting in the bank. You're actually doing something productive and cash flowing with it. And you just showed me all the people that are going to be on your team working with you. This is a no-brainer. Total different conversation. Old rules of money, new rules of money. You got a bank going, you don't leave us any money. You don't leave us any money in your account, Erica. Of course not. Thank you, Alice Hardy, for the $5 super chat. Of course not. I'm putting my money to work. Well, Erica, ever since 2009, they have all these rules for us. I said, listen, man, if you're going to tell somebody who makes $500,000 a year because they put all their money in investments, they're not a good lending risk, something's wrong with your bank. You got a dead bank, man. And he laughed, a chuckle. He's like, yeah, I've been doing this for 30 years, and these rules are just killing us. I go, yeah, you guys are going to have dead banks. Yeah, right? Used to see me with shades on. Yeah, it's weird at night. Yeah, but I'm out here waiting. So don't worry. We got the pew, 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 but I won't show it to you. And so I'm just telling you, as I'm growing, and there was a brother Polite, I think that's his name. He had this thing about people always want you to say, hey, you go out there, you tackle all the dragons, you do all the hard work, and you come back and tell us if it was worth it. I get these emails every day. My poor assistant in the Philippines keeps sending me stuff that I'm like, stop. Right? And people will go, well, is this worth it? Is investing in trucks worth it? Is investing in real estate worth it? Is investing, just you name the thing, they ask me, is it worth it? And I go, is staying broke worth it? Is struggling worth it? You got to think here. And what people are trying to figure out is, hey, Erica, I want you to go out there, make all the mistakes. I want you to tackle all the dragons. You come back and tell me how to miss all those mistakes for free. Don't do it. Don't make me have to pay for it. I mean, I want to do it for free. Okay? Like, go out there, lose thousands of dollars, and you come back and tell me. And I go, and in the Brother Polite video, he was like, that's why we don't win. Because we're sitting here waiting. It's 6 of us, but we want one person to go out there and make all this money. By the time I get where I'm going, to look back and even explain to you, to look back and even try to explain to you what we did, how I got here, the steps I take. Even in my YouTube course, I'll be sitting there struggling like, what did I do? That was so many years ago. You really, thank you, Marcos, you really have to sit here and really think hard. Like, what did I do a couple years ago? Because the lesson is in doing. The lesson is in growing. And that's where the power is, right? Instead of all of us saying, well, we're going to let her go out first and let's see how bad it is, and then come over here, and then we want you to come back and teach all of us how to do it for free now. Now, I'm not going to hide it. I'm going to be honest. I had a family member. I offered them to come and work with me for even a lower price than everybody around. I'm like, yeah, look, I'll teach you the ropes. I'll do everything. I'll show you how to do it. But here's what happened. They let pride get them. They let ego get them. The fact that I was going to make 20% managing it and teaching them everything they needed got the best of them. Yes, they're a man. And he went and gave his money to somebody who, let's be honest, was shady. And the guy ran off with his money. And he said, I can't take any more losses. I said, let me tell you something. People pay $1,000 an hour to talk to me. It's about $500 an hour to talk to me for 30 minutes. I was willing to work with you, cousin, for basically nothing. Basically nothing. You've lost that opportunity. That door is closed now. That door's closed now. And everybody in my family's like, no, Erica, that's so mean. I said, what would I do if a viewer came to me and wanted to work with me and then turned around and just kind of crapped on it and then wanted to come back and wanted me to fix their mess? We'd say no. Same thing I have to tell him. No, I will not help you. I will not let you go out and spend thousands of dollars and ruin it and come back and try to do what? Make up your losses. Do you see what I'm saying? And you have to teach people a lesson. That, you know, what they did is just show you their true colors. I know you know the information. I know you know your stuff, but you want to charge 20%, and that's just too much. I want you to do it for free because you've always been my cousin. All right? So now, no, you got to go. So now why am I talking about that? Because when they talk about old style of money and new style of money is all relationships. It's all relationships. And it's all about systems. This is, if y'all don't get nothing else from tonight's conversation, and I'm gonna go back into like retirement, and AM1's gonna come out here and film lots of great stuff for me. If you burn a bridge or a relationship, now look, there's a book I keep telling you about, The Power of Who, and it tells you to write down 150 people you know. And out of that 150 people who can help you do this, help you do that, and people are like, oh, Erica, you know, some of my relationships are just enjoyment. And there's nothing wrong with that. Right? There's nothing wrong with it. But here's the kicker. Can they help you get where you're trying to go? If you look at that list of 150 people and they're the same people you've been doing the same thing with for the same 5 years, are you going to grow and are you going to change? Right? If you've been doing things the same way for the past 5, well, it ain't broke. It ain't broke. Don't fix it, Erica. That's true. But also don't want new things. Also don't want more if you're telling me if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay? And also I'm in a pickup truck. I don't know if y'all noticed I'm in a pickup truck. It has a plug in it, y'all. I know that was a squirrel moment, but I just got to tell y'all that, right? And what ends up happening is this past, I would even say 90 days, maybe 6 months, the people I have purposely went out and connected with, one dude alone is going to help me get $126,000. Just off the power of them seeing what I'm out here doing, seeing how I'm working, seeing how I'm consistent. What can I do to help you get here? Right? Another person has bought me $1 million deal, right? In a partnership. And there's so much I can't talk about. But what I get you guys to understand is the people that want to come work for me are older than me by years. But they know. They see the consistency. They see what I'm doing. And sometimes I'll have people over here like, well, I want this right now. And I can tell they don't have money swimming. They don't have other money doing things, right? Because on the one hand, when I watch Waka Flocka Fam say that's just a lesson, even as I tell people right now, a company stole thousands of dollars from me, I'm not even angry, right? Now, don't get it twisted. I'm angry. But what happens is if you have the asset, the ability is unlimited. The asset, which is trucks or housing or land, once you have that asset, that possession, it's unlimited. There was a company called me up and said, hey, man, hey, show us what your books look like for the year. We'll loan you $100,000 just off your books. You don't even have to put any assets down. And that's why I want y'all to understand that y'all keep trying to hang out with the same people and force them to change and force them to grow. And I shared a little clip on Instagram the other day with like, if you're in a spouse, you're in dating, your husband, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, you can't force a person to grow. You got to let them come to that understanding, come to that place of change. And you got to let them decide if they really want to be in that place of change. There you go. You're not a real entrepreneur. You lost 10K. Listen. And it's not just money, it's time. When I hear people talk about, man, I've been trying to do this for 7 years, 8 years, I'm trying to find all this free 99 information on the internet. And I go, why aren't you getting in the room with people who already do what you're doing? What you're trying to do, there's somebody who's already done it. There's somebody you're already gonna pass. Do you understand? Right? So even in the circle of people that I would call, I talked to one and he was straight up. He said, honey, you done passed me. You're going to have to go find another mentor. Now there's a book called 48 Laws of Power. Never outshine the master is one of the rules inside the book. But when the master tells you you've outshined them, hey, it's time to, you don't do it in public, but you do it in private. Now, shout out Thought Crimes for the plug. Did they plug me tonight? Thanks to Thought Crimes. They did a great show. I love going over there, listening to stuff. But here's the thing. And the quality of the video is going to be through the roof in a few. Not right now, but in a few weeks, as we see the new office, we see the things. What people don't understand is you got to be it's got to move, and it's got to be swimming. Leverage and experience. Like, there's a thing on Rich Dad Poor Dad. The rich don't work for money. The rich people leverage OPM, other people's money, but I would say also other people's time, other people's experiences. When Waka Flocka Flam said he wasn't angry, even now when I have people that I'm having a clash with, I'm not even angry with them. Because you know why? What I understand is they're not ready. They're not ready. I'm mad at them because I need them to be here, but they're not ready. And it's not just my cousin. I have other people who I've worked with, and I'm like, come on. You gotta let that go. You gotta delegate. You gotta stop being the bottleneck in your business. Do y'all understand what I'm talking about? What bottleneck in your business means? When you're the reason your business isn't growing, you gotta recognize that. And a big hard one is, there's a book called The E-Myth Revisited. You gotta go check that book out. A lot of times people, YouTube money, people create a job. And then they can't seem to release themselves from, because they created a job. I never wanted a job. Y'all, this past 3 months, I'm like, I'm going on vacation. I ain't coming back. I'm gonna be wild in Asia. Guess what? Where's the sickness breaking out? Asia. I'm glad I didn't go to China. I'm glad I did. Still want to go to Japan, but there's other stuff, right? So it's like, I knew change was coming, and I knew I was the bottleneck. Do you understand? Like, when you can step back and go, what is the number we're trying to reach? And y'all, if I can tell y'all, every week when I've hit a little ceiling, I hit a ceiling on something, every week I've been like, man, bump this stuff. I'm not going to do anymore. Somebody's come along beside me and pushed me up higher. Someone's come along beside me and pushed me up, pushed my company up, pushed the thought I had away. And I'm like, yes. You know why? Because the wealth is in the relationships. The wealth is you. Compound effect. Stuff I did 5 years ago is why we're here today. And people be like, well, I wouldn't be out there. I wouldn't be out there working on these things late at night. I wouldn't be there doing that. And I go, you won't be wealthy. You don't even plan on being wealthy. You don't even plan on, doing more than watching football next season. Do you understand? And I just sat back, and when I realized I was the bottleneck in my business, I said, how many staff do we really need to accomplish the goal? And we sat down and we wrote it out. I realized I needed 2 offices. I realized I needed 10 people. And if those 10 people get to work where they need to, hey, admin, moderators, get that person out of here. Video bandit, get them on out. Moderators, hit them, get them on out. Don't make me do it, because if I do it, you're not going to like it. So anyway, out of here. So anyway, back to the show. Again, we have people. They're watching. They need something to do. They still watching. I'd rather have full soldiers instead of a full-time army. Well, that's the thing. A full army doesn't mean it's going to help you, right? And you guys may know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to draw it real quick. Just in case for some of y'all who don't know what I'm talking about. Right? All right, so this is, oh, it's so tiny. I should have drew it bigger. Can y'all see that? Oh, no, it's so tiny. That sucks. Hold on. It's in the One Thing by Gary Keller book. Right? Now the arrows are people. Can y'all see that? Is that better? Can y'all see that? I feel like y'all can't see it. Nope. Even if you can't, the glare, yeah, the light's in the way. All right, so it's an arrow. It's like this. It's a triangle. No Jay-Z, no Hova stuff. And every person on team, thanks for the super chat. Whoops. Hold on. Jehovah Panther, thank you. Every person who's pushing in the same direction, makes it go faster, makes it go bigger, makes it grow, right? Why is that? Because when you all have all people are on a boat pushing, they're rowing, they just get further and further. What ends up happening a lot of times in this online internet world, this whole I'm gonna be a one man, one woman business show and make all this money, they burn out. They quit, they move on to other projects, or they never really grow the company. It's a job. And I've been to enough masterminds, I'm in enough groups where I've talked to people, and that's what's wrong. They are the bottleneck in their company. You have to delegate. You have to grow. And how do you grow? You grow by giving people jobs. Oh, I know, the jobs, right? So why is Bloomberg on TV? He gave 20,000 jobs. He made 20,000 jobs. Why is Tom Stettner? I know you guys don't know who I'm talking about, but he's also running. Tom Stettner had a whole bank, y'all. He's a billionaire. And he made sure he gave loans to black people. And that's his favorite little marketing line. I give all these loans to black people. And here's the thing. The more people you help, when people say, I want to be a billionaire, Erica, I want to be a billionaire. I'm like, do you have a way to help a billion people? Do you have a way to help 1 million people? If you don't, you're really doing something that's selfish. And Glendon Cameron does a good description of it. It's called rent seeking. It's like getting something for nothing, right? And many people are upset that they can't get something for nothing. Thank you, Dion. Dion, Detroit Lion. Yeah, value add is key, right? And so she's saying about Waka Flocka, why is his aunt doing his taxes? Well, his aunt's been an accountant and a tax person for years. But again, think about it. You have this one family member make all this money. All of a sudden, they make all this money and you lose your mind. Let's just be honest. You lose your perception of reality that this person is your nephew who you should love and is just a person. All of a sudden, they become a paycheck, right? And he wasn't even angry at her, right? Because here's the thing. When you make $20,000, $30,000 and someone steals $50 from you, are you pissed? Of course. You're like, how dare them? How dare them steal $50 from me? How dare them? But then you sit back and go, am I going to lose my whole afternoon over $50 when I make $20,000 a month? No, you're not. I remember one time I gave this man $20. He was a valet. I didn't think shit about it. I was like, oh, hey, have a great day, dude. And he was like, you need change? I was like, no, that's you. Really? Yeah, man. And what you have to realize is some people are in a position where $20 is a lot. $100 is a lot. $1,000 is a lot. And so what happens is we go, if I was Waka Flocka, I do this, I do that. But he realized he said there's never been a year, and I can't remember what year he said, since a certain year that he hasn't made $5 million. He said, I could live off $4,000 a month right now. I could live off 10K right now a month. And people are like, how? Here's the thing. Even millionaires need budgets. Even millionaires need budgets. And here's the crazy part. When he was saying, and he's like, I'm not crazy about whips. Again, I'm not crazy about whips. I'm crazy about where I stay. Housing. Okay? Now, why does it matter about what he said? Because we have all these guys out here on YouTube broke. And they're like, Erica, no, they're not broke. They have a Hellcat. They're not broke. They have a Lambo. You can go lease a Lambo for $2,000 a month. I could come out right now and lease several of these exotic cars all around Austin. I could be on Torino app and ride around for weeks in some of these Lambo. They got a Lambo in Torino, y'all. Turo.com. Go look it up. People are leasing luxury cars. You could do anything in a leased car. Exactly. A Hellcat is a poor person car. It just is. And I was riding down the road, and this girl had, guess what? A Hellcat. And on the side, she had her Instagram. And I said, there we go. She wants you to follow her. And I just laughed, but I said, you know what? You know, that's how, that just shows you the difference. That just show you where Waka grew up, right? Waka used to have all these chains on his neck, and he said he realized he was a whack rapper. Thank you, King Smith. He loves the YouTube course. He literally said, I realized I was a whack rapper. And so I let that go. That right there is growth, okay? Waka Flocka super wacko. And here's the thing, what y'all don't really understand, and I'm gonna say this in no disrespect. Waka Flocka's family, like if you catch him in the interview, they had money and then they lost it, right? His brother didn't finish school. He didn't finish high school. Why? Not because they're dumb and their mom's some poor woman who their kids aren't even finishing high school. Their family had money. Go back and watch the interview. Waka tells you his aunt was an accountant. His aunt was doing taxes for people for 20 plus years. Other family members in his business had businesses. Y'all see the problem with, if I really broke it down right now, I know YouTubers right now living off of assistance. Living off of freaking welfare, and I could just do a roast video and tell you everybody's business. But here's the problem. I don't have time for that. I don't have to. There's these people that do these with expose videos. I'm gonna expose you. Listen, baby, you can come on by the office. Come on by the office. Oh, the door is unlocked. We keep a pew pew. Everybody here got pew pews. Come on in here. Come on in, baby. You know what I mean? You can come. You can come and do all these things. Because you can verify, you can check me. Because I'm a real person with a real business. YouTube makes me money for sure. But I'm a real person. This isn't a persona. Many of y'all meet me in person. The first thing you say is, man, you act like you do on video. Yeah. Because I'm a real person. I know some people out here faking the funk. But I'm a real person. Right? Ask AM1. Ask anybody who's met me. Ask Ramil. Ask any of these people. I'll tell you, come pull up on me. Come talk to me. I'm a real person. Right? And that's the difference. Now they say, well, how do you know that? How do I know either what? Waka Fam is generational wealth, or how do I know other YouTubers are living on assistance? Because trust me, honey, when you start doing very well, when you start doing financially well and you help other YouTubers who need help come to you and ask for money. Let's just be honest. So when people play like, oh, Erica ain't doing that much. Erica ain't doing that much. When people that are broke come ask you for money, you know what time it is. Okay? I just want you to know that. Okay? Like, other YouTubers, we talk to each other. We're in little Facebook groups. We're in private chats. We're in emails with each other. Why? Because usually we want to help each other. You see, I be on people's channels, donating money, all up in the comments, because I'm helping. Right? Because we usually help each other in various ways. And you can tell certain people's channels more than others. And so here's the thing. Waka Flocka, what he said was right. You give your money to an advisor. Who is the nucleus of this advisor? Yeah, you see me in comments. There you go. If you start writing on a piece of paper 150 people you know, your Edward Jones advisor probably graduated from Harvard. Your Edward Jones advisor probably graduated from a school where everybody he knows is starting some startup, is going public. So imagine now he got you, Waka Flocka, giving him thousands of dollars to be done what with? Right? Right? Invest it for him. So what do you now have? You have power of attorney to invest it in many ways. And so, yeah, he lost money. I think he said he lost money through 2 CPAs, 3 advisors, and pretty much that's the reason Waka Fam is all into stocks and all into this business stuff. Because let's be honest, a lot of these rappers have a lot of free time. And I'm going to say this, and this is ugly for some. If you have a man or a woman in your life, watch what they do in their free time. I remember this guy, if I could go back and come back and marry this guy, I would. He would read books in his free time. Now, I was in the 20s and I was wanting to cut up and go outside and party and do all that stuff. And I remember he'd be just reading. I was like, no, let's go over here. Let's go over there. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. That's what he did in his free time. Read books. I know another guy, what he does in his free time, play video games. Now, one's not better than the other, but let's keep it a buck. Do you want the book reading man or the video game playing man? Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the $2 super chat. And what you don't understand is when these rappers have all this free time, look at the ones who get in trouble. Look at the ones who are in town supporting strippers, supporting people, buying hotel rooms, doing reckless stuff. That's where their mind's at. Okay? That's where their mind's at. If you guys go check out on Amazon, I made a couple wish lists. And some of you asked me about feminine energy and masculine energy and my thoughts on some of the stuff I've seen online. And I go, look at their actions. Some of the people you see online's actions are petty, feminine, back and forth. A man that's a chatty patty. You ever heard of that? Look at Dame Dash, chatty patty. It's hilarious. And so what I made a little playlist of stuff when people ask me, what are your thoughts on that? I made a little playlist of books I like to read because everybody needs balance. You dig? Balance. Okay? Yeah, chatty patty. Go look it up. Dame Dash talks about it. You have to realize some of these people have no balance. And I made it very clear. I live in Austin, Texas. There's something going on every day of the week. For me to be on YouTube every day for hours is insane. It makes no sense. It makes no financial sense either, okay? Unless it's putting money in your pocket, all right? And so, real recognizes real is mostly what I'm trying to say with this video. But I really want you to understand this whole stock market crash, this coronavirus, all this stuff. People are like, Erica, oh my God, is there going to be a recession? I said, no. Look what the banks want you to do. And look at what capital companies want you to do. Because this is a very important. You know? Capital companies want to see your money flipping, jumping. You know, there's a live. Asia Selden and Cousin Nita did a live. And Asia Selden said, I'm very boring. I'm very missionary investor. And she said, unlike you, Nita, who want your money flipping it up and down and doing all this stuff. And I started laughing because she didn't realize how it sounded, right? And at the end of the day, I said, that's just it. New money knows. Yeah, you can be boring. You can keep investing in real estate. But let me just give you a little insight. Let me give you an insight. Oh, I'm leaving. I'm going to leave after this video, I promise. If you go ask a lot of realtors right now, what happened this past weekend when the Dow started crashing? What happened, the coronavirus stuff? What happened? That Chinese money, that Japanese money, that US money, all of a sudden started coming back to where? What did it come back to? United States real estate. Now, there's something I said on the channel, and I think y'all think I'm joking, but all roads lead to real estate. All roads lead to real estate. There's even a Chinese billionaire right now. He's on, I hate to say he's on watch, but he kind of is. He's on watch. He's just been, saying whatever he wants, however he feels about China and things going on there, the coronavirus, people dying, empty cities. Now I want y'all to pay attention. That's right. I had a buyer that had cash stock because of this pandemic. Yeah. Come on over to IG. Come on over. I'll just say it this way. Right now people are saying, Erica, trucking. Are you worried about trucking? Are you worried about this? And I said, listen, people who own the trucks, people who own the truck stops, just dropping hints, people who own the parking lots, people who own the land stuff has to park on, be worked on, sit on, people who have the mechanic skills are going to be doing great. Listen to me again. All right? Now, when it comes to the hierarchy of things, the drivers are at the bottom, unfortunately. Even though they have the skill, they're the ones moving the trucks all over the world. They're at the bottom, unfortunately. And everybody up the chain, depending on what they do, are thriving. Thriving. I've been trying to buy parking lots in the Bay now for years. It's so hard, okay? So I'm going to just go with that part. People who are owning businesses. Not food businesses, I mean service businesses. Plumbing, construction, things that have to be fixed. They will survive. They will thrive. People who own truck stops, parking lots where trucks park, parking lots where shippers are. All these things will thrive. People who own things you need will thrive. I'm in Texas, and people are like, why are you investing so hard in Texas? I said, listen, Texas is going to thrive. You could have a collapse all over the whole United States. Hold on a second, you guys. I got to have this water. I'm sorry. Whew, I've been doing this water challenge, and now I'm like just thirsty. People who, just being very honest, need-based businesses. This is very correct. People who today, I'm being careful what I want to say, because I have a whole documentary style I'm going to do with AM1. People who live in Texas, and if you're not right now awake and alert, and this is the best way, get you some better water. I had no choice. I had to go by the sauna. I had a big water jug, but I left it in the other vehicle. Okay. Oh, boss water? Yeah, man. People who, let me get back to my train of thought. Y'all messing with me now. People who have a service they can provide are going to make money. People who own the parking lots, own this buildings, they will be fine. Many people are like, oh, commercial real estate's going to take a fall. All these things going to take a fall. Guess what I'm in? I'm in a brand new plaza. All the units are full. They're being purchased right now. A lot of these companies, what you don't understand is they're the bottleneck in their business. If they get out of their damn house and go to an office and put staff in there, now all of a sudden the business does what? 1 to 3. 1 to 3 what it did before. It either triples, if not 10x's what it did before. Okay? Now, why is that important? What happens in any recession? If people get, oh my God, there's a recession, we're going to just shrink. Well, that's just it. I'm in Texas, and people think the first answer, like in the video I did a couple years ago, people run to like Atlanta. I'm going to move to Atlanta. They don't know what they're going to do when they get there. They ain't got no job plan. They ain't got no investment they're going to make there. They ain't buying no house there. They just moving to Atlanta. Then a couple of months later, they mad. They want to leave Atlanta. Why? Because they thought it was going to be different. And what you have to realize is it's got to be you that's different. You that's different. Okay? Some other guy's working on his truck out here, making me very nervous. That's fine. He's way over there. I'll close this back window though. That's making me nervous. Okay. Oh, I opened it. Whoops. Close it. Okay, not today. Not today. All right, so, gotta close all the windows. Okay, so, what was I saying? Dang it. Lost track of thought. Somebody tell me what I was saying. That last sentence. Oh, you already know I got the pew. There you go. Wherever we go, we bring ourselves along. Yeah, wherever we go, we bring ourselves along. Move to Atlanta. Okay, so this guy said, well, what's so great about Texas? So I was on the phone. And I was like talking. I was like, okay, yeah, okay. And she was in Iowa. Where was she at? Wisconsin or somewhere cold. Because she was like, what's the temperature today? I was like, oh, it's 73 degrees out here. That's amazing. I said, yeah, She says, Pflugerville? She's trying to set up my office stuff. She's like, oh, is all the zip codes the same? I was like, yeah. How is that possible in a city? I said, well, honey, the city went from 5,000 people to 53,000 people. Easy. They just ain't changed the zip code. Everybody has the same exact zip code. I don't know how it's possible. Ask me. I don't make the laws. Okay, I don't make the rules. I just know it's all the same. And she was like, that's correct. Why are these people going down there? I said, it's the hope. It's the dream. It's cheaper living. Yeah, she's too cold. She can't think. I said, there's 200 people a day moving to Austin alone. Round Rock's number 3 in the whole United States for fastest growing suburb in the whole United States. It was number 1 2 years in a row. Now it's number 3. And she said, well, why? What's going on? I said, honey, they just want to move here. They want to live the dream, right? Now, I didn't want to tell her. I said, listen, there's Dell here. There's jobs here. There's tech here. There's all this stuff here. But here's the thing, you guys, you got to be looking, you got to be awake. I drove down this one road and I saw it. I said, man, look, they've already planted where they're going to build all these houses over here. Oh, they already planned where they're going to put a plaza over here. Why? Because Texas right now, this whole freaking state is just preparing itself for the avalanche of people that are going to come. And the reason I say Texas is going to be all right, we going to be all right down here, is because every time someone leaves, if they leave Chicago, they sell everything, they come. If they leave California, they sell everything and they come. If they leave wherever they leave, they either two things. They rent out their old house or they sell everything they have and they come. And what does that do? That put money in the pockets of what? Texas. That puts money in the what? The property taxes. That puts money in what? Now, what else do they bring? Their shitty voting. Keep your shitty liberal voting back in your state. It did not work in California. It will not work here. It did not work in New York. It will not work here. If you don't like the policies, go back home. Okay? Okay? All right? Okay? Okay? All right? Okay? I'm from Dallas and moving back next week. Wait. Oh, dang it. Somebody just said it. Oh, no. The phone's going to fall. Hold on. I'm from Dallas and moving back next week. Black folks have businesses, homes, and jobs. I've lived in Maryland, Arizona, Indiana. No place has more opportunity than Texas. Thank you. We are the number 2 in the nation for black population, behind New York, the state. Now you compare the state of black people in New York versus the state of black people in Texas, and you tell me what's better for black people. Nah, voting, oh shit. This is not gonna work because it's not gonna stick up here. Oh Lord, he said LA don't have anything for blacks but Skid Row. Listen to me, I'm telling you, listen. You get mad at me you want to. The fact is, what you're doing is not working. If it was working, would it not be working? She said New York don't have black people, they have people of color. Stop it. New York is number 1 for black people. We have money and where we don't. Thank you. Thank you, finance guy. Tell the truth. Keep it 100. I'm telling you right now, there's people in other states, Wisconsin to be exact, Wisconsin, Iowa, what's the next one? Michigan over there. They are literally investing heavy in Texas, right? So when I was at the auction, there's 2 things happening. The Hispanic people are out here just dominating. It's crazy, right? So I go to the auction, and this is why I told people I will never buy a truck the regular way ever again. Trucking industry had people putting 30% down if you didn't have a CDL, 10%, 15% down if you did and your credit wasn't great, 30% period if you didn't have a CDL, because there's an industry of just people who own trucks. And also they're trying to catch people who, like, maybe you're buying a truck for your brother or your wife's trying to buy it for the husband and not put them on the you know, the statement. So they're trying to catch you with this high down payment. So I'm at the auction. Now, 30% down payment on a 50K truck, 40K truck is what? 12 to 16,000. Sorry, it's late. I'm a little tired. Anyway, now you tell me 12 to 16,000, I can go to an auction and buy a whole truck. Oh, I'm sorry. I ain't gonna let all the secrets out, but I'll just say, when I was at the auction, people were in there. There was a group of 3 Hispanic guys, and they were at the counter together, like bundled up close, like they didn't want nobody to touch them. And out of this dude's inner pocket comes this fat bankroll of hundreds, and he's going, and they were just counting. They had a counting machine behind the counter, y'all. Just they had 3 of them. That's how much cash was rolling through that bag. But they had police and security at that auction. And I'm going to the Dallas one. Now, here's the thing. Once you own the asset, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. You could turn around. No, that's the thing. Their trucks weren't 50,000. The trucks were 14,000. So would you rather take 14,000 cash and pay at a counter and own a whole asset, or you want to take $14,000 cash, take it to a dealership, they're gonna give you a truck note for 36 months for $1,500 every month? To me, that was quick answer. The first. I'm gonna do the first. Then there were trailers there. Trailers are usually 20K. They were going for 8 to 10K. Right? And what I understood, just as clear as day, the old money rules are save your money. Save your money, y'all. Just save your money. Just sit on it. Save your money. But then they don't tell you what to do with it. That's dead money. It's dead money. When I was on the phone with the banker, and he was talking about the mortgage stuff, I was like, honey, I don't leave money in my account because it's dead. That's dead money that's not doing anything for me. Dead. Money has to be moving. It has to be swimming. If it's not moving, if it's not swimming, it's dead. Now people are going to say, well, what about this, Erica? What about that? Listen, if you have your money invested in stocks, if you have money invested in money market accounts, you have your money invested in most places, you can liquidate those things like that. Okay? Now, why am I telling you this? Why am I telling you this? You're like, oh, why is she talking about this? Because at the end of the day, I think y'all really have to start paying attention. So many people come in here, well, I'm waiting till the recession. I'm waiting to this. And I'm like, that don't work like that. It don't work like that. The deal I'm getting right now, the deals I'm getting right now are where times are great. Okay, times are great. And the key here is relationships. It's who you know. So if you don't know nobody, and you're Billy Show Bobby, sticking money in a bank, and then you're going to step out, hi, I'm Billy Show Bobby, and I want the best deals. Everybody going to look at each other and like, do you see this dummy? Yeah, you see this dummy? He one of the best deals. Hey, let's rake up extra 10K on it. Do you understand? Do people understand what I'm trying to tell you? Like right now, somebody sold me a deal, and I paid $32,000 for it. When I was closing, I found out they only was paying $25,000. Now, I want everybody to make their money. Do you hear me? I want you to make, if you make $7 or $8 grand, I want you to make it. I want you to enjoy it and make it because you worked hard for it and you brought it to me. Okay? But here's the thing. I'm curious. I had to think about what I wanted to say. Let me stop before I tell on myself. Here's my thing. That's not me getting the best deal. I want you to be paid for sure. But wouldn't it have been a better deal at $25,000? So why am I using this analogy? People think I'm going to sit here and I'm going to stack cash. And what happens is I'm going to come to you and get the best deal. Now, I may think 32 is the best deal in the world. Oh my God, 32,000, that's perfect. But you're sitting there chuckling at me because you have 20, you only paid 25 for it. Same thing with these trucks I saw at the auction. Someone's going to buy them for pennies on the dollar, wash them, clean them, oil them, and say, hey man, I'm going to do owner financing for $25,000. You're sitting there like, thanks, gee williker. Holy moly, you just did me a favor. All the while, he just doubled his money. Again, yes, do your own research, but let's just get real with it. If you're not in the game, if you're not buying deals now, if you're not somewhere stepping into the thing, stepping into whatever thing you're doing, whether it's e-commerce, whether it's whatever, you're going to come into the thing and think, I have money. Money, who has the money makes the rules. No. He or she who has the deal or the asset makes the rules. If they have the asset and you want it and you're paying, they make the rules, baby. That's how that goes. Now, right now, drivers think they're making the rules. I'm a driver and I'll quit my job today if you don't give me what I want. Okay, well now tomorrow you go out and you have to start all over at a new company, doing a P test again and doing all the same stuff. You may have won for the day, sir. But who won for the year? Who won for the long term? The person who owned the asset. You're just a driver. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope you guys really understand what I'm saying. Okay? What the bank wants you to do, depending on who you are, may not work best for you. Now, right? I told y'all Dave Ramsey and Grant Cardone will be billionaires in this next recession. Because some stuff works. Right? If you are a teacher in the Midwest and your husband's Billy Bob AT&T technician, and y'all not gonna make a ton of money, and that's okay because y'all love each other and you're living a great life. What ends up happening is the best thing y'all could do for each other is pay off your debt. Be debt free. Then you can go, wow, we can live like no one else because we lived like no one else. And that's great. It's a beautiful thing. But what's dependent in that trajectory? Neither one of you having any emergency for the next year till you get debt free. Now, when you debt free, now you start a new race. How much can we put away? How much can we stick in a bank account? Because that's usually where they're doing, right? If China goes red, we go red. Joshua Hill, here's the thing. Here's what y'all gonna learn. I'm gonna be careful. I feel like China, yeah, they got a part of people that's sick, but they were also trying to stamp on what? Protests. Because the protest was gaining traction. Now, two, how do you cripple a giant? How do you cripple a giant? Prime example, when the Native Americans was whooping ass for 400 years. Y'all think the Indian Wars was like 20 years and they came and they moved to California and it was over? No, if you really look up the American Indians, they fought for 400 years. They had black people running, everybody do Seminole Indians fighting for 20 years, all up and down Florida, kicking white Florida's asses. It was a 400-year battle. The Native Americans battled on this country for 400 years. Now, what did white people decide they're gonna do? Guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna kill all the buffalo. We're gonna kill it. We're gonna stack bones to the ceiling, to the heavens. There's several pictures if you go see it. There's bones stacked to the heavens. There's even a book, it was in Florida, where the man was saying, hey, we're gonna pay 2 nickels or whatever for every child and 5 for every adult. And this man said, I was out in California shooting Indians and they look like the blacks. Isn't that crazy? Man wrote a whole book talking about how they were going through California and the Indians look like the blacks. If you ever see the actual original pictures of Florida Indians, they look like the blacks. If you ever see the statue in Virginia, you can see this to this day, of what did Pocahontas' father looks like. It looks like a black man with peasy poles on top of his hair. Curly hair, but peas. And why am I saying that? Yeah, because some of them were. I know I'm touching POC. Yeah, right. Why am I talking about this? The Achilles heel. Yeah, not African, native born, but I'm gonna leave that alone for today. What is the Achilles heel of America? Ha ha ha, we got all y'all by the bunch. Because, and I'm being careful, the bunch, you know what the bunch means. You know what I'm talking about. Because we have the military might. But guess what? We import everything. We import so much stuff. 80% of our medicine comes from China. Now, if you guys have been paying attention in the news, they had already told you 2 years ago China was being funny with the medicine. Some states were running low on medicine. Where do we get our vaccines from? China. Ugh. What did China just do a couple years ago? Bought all the Smithfield farms, all the chicken processing, all that stuff. Okay. Now, people may say, well, China goes down, we go down. That's just it. We're Texas. America is Texas. You got people from every country in the world doing what right now? Oh, China having problems? Oh, let me take my money and put it in America. China having a problem. Let me go buy some of these cheap properties in Detroit. China having a problem? Let me go on over here and buy some more of America. We are that Texas. And that's part of what's going to save us, honestly. And part of why we won't really go down. Now, will you see homeless men, homeless women? Yes, you will. Now, I know the manosphere. I know the MAGA-towels. The MAGA-towels is going to be like, Erica, we ain't never marrying women again. We hate the women's. All that crazy shit they be talking. But let me make it very clear. What happened in 2009? When the recession popped off, marriage certificates went up 25% in 1 year. So that means counties who, they were getting maybe like 100, certificates here and there a year. All of a sudden they had 125. They had 200. They had 300. And they were like, what the hell? These people are getting married left and right. Why? Because these MGTOWs, these Ricky Bobbies, these Ray and Pookies, these people living with their mama gonna go, look, see here. If you not putting no money in this house, you need to go. And guess where Ricky Bobby gonna go? To a woman's house. And what's gonna be at that woman's house? That woman. I'm just trying to be nice. But what's gonna happen? People gonna get married again. Now, I bet on this. Why do I bet on this? Because I live in Texas. I live in the Texas, okay? And what happens in Texas leads most of the United States. And all over the place, all these young men with no money, the rickety bobbities with no money, are getting married left and right in Texas. And what does that tell me? It's expensive here. And common sense say it's cheaper to keep her. It's cheaper to marry her. That's what I'll do. Now, you may say, well, Erica, no. It's the miggity towel. Okay, cool. I mean, cool. Like, totally. I hear you, but men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. The fastest rate of people getting married. We're gonna wait till the what do you call it? I'm sorry. The people doing the census is going around. Anyway. Anyway, I'm just messing with y'all. But to be honest, here's the thing. You got 40-year-old men. And this is true. Some of y'all are doing well. Y'all doing good. Y'all are doing good. Y'all are healthy, productive 40-year-old men. But guess what? You got a lot of people who aren't. You got a lot of people who are struggling. You got a lot of people having problems. And so guess what? Moving into booty Shirley house is a great idea. Now, instead of having a couch and eating chili, you get real meals. You get real meals. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because, I go to the churches, okay? I go to the churches, but I go to the white church, okay? And all of a sudden, these old white men at this church, 52 years old, is running around marrying these 35-year-old girls. Why? Because they old. And everybody gets tired of eating chili and sitting on the couch by themselves. So they go find a booty Shirley, a booty Amy, whoever. People don't want to grow old alone. I even love Glenn and Cameron, but guess what? Glenn and Cameron got a brand new girlfriend. Old girlfriend left. He had a heart attack. Girl left. He said, no worries, new bitch. Come on through. Come on through, new girl. Now, 52 isn't old. Let me be very clear. I don't want to offend anybody. But let me put it to you this way. If the majority of people die at 75, 35 is middle age. So 50 means you got 20 some years left. So it's old. Just for the record, I just want to put it in perspective. Sometimes we get into these little arguments that aren't necessary, but I'll do it. I'll go there with you guys. I'll go there with you. If the average person in America, and I know they probably think I'm weird out here running this truck so late. Average person in America dies at 75. What does that mean? 35 is what? Halfway. Halfway, baby. Halfway. Right now, you a 52-year-old man. You eating chili. You living good. You enjoying your life. You got dogs. And all of a sudden, you go, you know what I'm going to do? Bump these dogs. Bump this chili. I'm going to go get a young wife and start all over with kids and all that. Even though I might die at 75, the next 25 years are going to be a blast. Do you know what I'm saying? And people go, oh man, I'm not doing that. I'm the Miggy Chow. And I tell you, I get an Uber after Uber. The old white dudes talking about their son or daughter's 8 years old. I'm like, 8 years old? You look 70. Who slept with you? What happened? But it happens more than you think. It's all a cycle. That's right. Good point there, Tim. It's all a cycle. It's all a cycle. So look. The point of me doing this show was not to talk about Mickey Towels or anything like that, or get the men community after me, because I'm not really worried about what they think, because they're out here in this world killing dragons. They're out here on YouTube doing 8-hour hangouts, okay? When they can come to a business meeting with me and write me a check, then I'll be worried. But other than that, I'm not worried. I'm not even scared. See, the reason some people don't mess with me, and they know why they don't mess with me, is because I'll literally air their fucking business out. Okay? Let's be really blunt for a second. They don't mess with me because they know it takes nothing but a Google search and a few researched pieces of information to know they're broke. They're on assistance. They're getting food stamps. I even know how you voted. There's an app that tells you how people voted. So these people telling you, yeah, I vote Republican every time, and I go look you up and you voted Democrat, keep your mouth closed. Keep your mouth closed. Don't come for me, because it'll be embarrassing. Okay? Now, why am I doing that? You're gonna be like, Erica, that's not necessary. You ain't gotta shoot the pistol in the air like that, because I have to keep it real with you. People that are really out here doing it, they're not on the internet talking about, nah, I never, I'm gonna go. Listen, Kevin Samuels did a wonderful, what day was that? I got to see a clip of, because I was in the office. we build them 8 hours. Yeah. So they better get a VPN. Anyway, he was talking about, men in the comment section were like, I'm go get a woman from Colombia. I'm gonna go get a woman from here. And he's like, man, cut that shit out. Cut it out. You ain't going nowhere. You make 40K a year. You that's just a fantasy. Man, I fell out, busted out laughing. Holy pacholis. I just busted a gut laughing, because Kevin Samuels was like, if you're a man making under $50,000 a year talking about you going overseas to get a wife, you're living in fantasy land. Boy, I hollered. And you know, men are like, no, I'm moving there. He said, what do you do for a living? I drive trucks. So you gonna drive trucks overseas? No. What do you do for a living? I work in a factory. So you gonna work in a factory in another country making 40K a year? No, I'm gonna work from the computer. Doing what? Doing what, y'all? Listen to me. O'Shea just did a video mocking people in Africa living in people's houses with no money. And I laughed, but here's the truth of it. America has credit. And America has relationships. And we all speak English here. And if for whatever reason you cannot make it in America, you cannot even get a credit card in America, I don't know how you think you're going to take your no skills, your no win record, your losing record to another country and offer people what? Your body. That's all you're offering. Let's be very clear. I'm talking about women too. There's some women who've gone overseas to be English teachers, and I've watched their channels, and they should be ashamed of themselves, thinking they were going to get married to Japanese and Korean men, and they had nothing to offer but their body and student loan debt from America. Honey, that don't know. And only low value men go, I'm gonna marry for looks. I don't care if she has $300,000 in debt, but she's hot like Rihanna. I'll marry her. Man, get the hell out of here, man. Y'all sound crazy. It's not based in reality. It's a fantasy. And that's part of why I do this show. Because if you want to win, if you want to succeed, yes, this shirt, the word is warrior. Somebody is texting me on Instagram right now. Thank you. If you want to win, this is one of the best, easiest countries for you to win out here. And I'm serious. And I mean that. And I can tell you right now, there is a man who is Chinese. His wife is from Vietnam, and they want to invest with me. They've been watching this channel. I'm not saying their names. I'm not saying any other information about them. And you just never know who's watching. And so to be on the internet, right? To be on the internet complaining about women, complaining about your life, talking about how you're going to live in another country and you don't got no money, is crazy to them. It's crazy. They look at you like, but this is America. You can win here. We've saved all their money. We're going to invest with Erica. We're going to buy land. We're going to do, you know what I mean? Like, you have to understand how that sounds. Right? And I know I'm supposed to keep this video just about banks, what bank wants and what bank wants. But I really want y'all to hear some of this. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope you guys get what I'm saying tonight. And I know I'm cutting up. But you got to get serious. There's a channel, it's a little down, it's a little negative. It's called Boom Bear Bust. And I watch it just to have that balance. You can't always think it's gonna be roses and sunshine and millions of dollars, but you gotta watch a little bit of balance. Right? You gotta watch a little bit. People be trying to figure out how to survive in other countries instead of thriving. Yeah, pretty much. So you gotta have a balance. So I watched this channel, and yeah, he's on the negative side, and everybody's like, oh, that's fear mongering. But no, he's just reading, but he's literally reading articles of what's out there, and people don't read. So again, people don't read. So him reading it, they're like, oh my God, he's just spreading fear. No, he's literally just reading articles. Now, yeah, boom, bear, bust. Now, here's the clear part of what people miss about the whole thing. You ride the bull, but you prepare for the bust. You ride the bull, but you prepare for the bust. Now, what does that mean? Now, part of what I think happened, and being really honest, I've been building a house, and it's been taking a while. It's been taking a while. And I've been upset, and I've been going off. I've been writing the company owner. And what I realized as another business owner is that company, not only did ICE come and arrest 300 of the Hispanic workers in the Austin Round Rock area, which stopped all these houses from being built, what also happened was cash flow. They were short on cash flow. So they couldn't afford to go and buy real electricians and carpenters and people with licenses and white and black men. Now, here and there, they had white and black guys working on the website, on the sites, but mostly they had guys that didn't wear hard hats, drinking Modelo at the site, eating Burger King sandwiches. And I was like, what is happening? Now, why is this important? Because, again, even if a business has a tough season, even if they're having a cash flow problem, as long as they have the asset, they'll be fine. As long as they're working on it, they'll be fine. As long as they're getting ready to close you out, you'll be fine. As long as they're sending some money to you, you'll be fine. This is something you have to learn. But guess what? What if you're a person don't have no business? You don't have no assets. You don't have any other money that you could liquidate and get to. That's a bad place to be in. It's just a bad place to be in. You should not live in it. And some people are going to say, well, Eric, everybody doesn't want to own real estate. But haven't I shown you a million ways on this channel to own just REITs and pieces of property, or be in investment clubs, or just give yourself options? Give yourself some options, right? And when you don't have options, that's scary to me. Ooh, that's scary. Now, some people look at options as jobs. They can move job to job. It would be funny if Erica was fronting this is actually low-key Uber and this is her driving on her break. Man, listen, again, come to my office, 201 North Heatherwild Boulevard, Austin, Texas, unit 104 and 103. Come by the office Monday through Friday. Trust me, my manager Chris is nice and friendly. You can see me. I'm the real deal. I'm a real person. So then you're likely our small cap and I'm shorting. Yeah. So, but part of why I keep saying that to everyone is I want you to understand the banks are wanting you to just save your money. Just sit in the account. You know, Whoa, Justice, what kind of question is that? Aren't you? Oh my goodness. I know, don't be that guy that gets mad you got a rental. And here's the thing, even when you go research that woman, I mean, whew, he hit her in the face. She had like a police report and stuff and pictures on the internet. I was like, that's bad. So AM1 phone died, but Buffalo, New York, I will look into Eventbrite. Oh, dang. But the point of that, even there, I tried to research her. What's her IG? The girl, it's like Toya. I've posted it. It's on my page, but I'm telling you, like, if you go look them up, they're from Detroit. And that's my problem with people. They're from Detroit. All this cheap real estate all over Detroit in different areas. And people are like, oh, ain't nobody want no bando. That's just it. The people of Detroit aren't even thriving in the boom that is their state. There's millions of dollars coming into their state. There's millions, billions from Israel, from China, from Korea, from Canada. And they're just renters. don't be a renters in America. No, there's nothing wrong with renting, but I mean, like, don't have your whole life, every part of your life. You got a leased car, you got a car with a note, everything about your life. You own nothing. And sadly, most things people own will be their car, which is sad. But part of why I'm doing this video is so many people are either sitting in fear, like, I plan on doing it next year, I plan on doing this, and there just might not be a next year. Not even just a Kobe Bryant thing, but really, like, I know somebody right now whose husband just fell and he had a stroke, and he's 35. And my thought on that is, what I hope that I think he's gonna be okay. He's been in ICU, but he's coming out of it. Imagine being 35 with young kids and a young wife, you know, and you done had a damn stroke. Do you understand that you don't have forever to sit on the sidelines and be like, I don't know, maybe next year, you know, Erica, you don't rush me. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna invest for next year. And I think y'all are playing with yourself. You're playing with fire. Now that didn't come out right, playing with yourselves, but you know what I'm saying? No. I mean, everybody thinks 35 is too young for a stroke. Please go Google. Women are having strokes and heart attacks younger than ever in their 30s. And a lot of people think it's because all the working they're doing. Now, I know people are going to hate me for this, but I'm very old school. While you have no children, work, make your hands, don't have idle hands, be productive, you know, dress nice, go out, be a good woman. But when you start having kids, you need to be there. Taking yourself out of the market for 2 or 3 years. And if you're not married to a person, God help you. You don't even get that time with those kids. You don't even get that time to develop that kid and talk to that kid. Right? You had a female friend had a stroke at 24. Exactly. Y'all think there's a part of why I've been so hard about having this personal trainer, why I've been changing my diet, switching chefs, trying to be serious, because I actually talked to business owners who are fucking 400 pounds. They got $1 million, but I would never trade places with them. I would never trade places with them. I don't give a damn if they got husbands or not. You're 400 pounds, honey. You could die tomorrow. And I think we know it's true, but they don't believe it. And this girl's husband is the nicest of nice guys. And just to think, man, 35? And I don't know if y'all remember in November 2 years ago, I was really like upset on the channel, but my cousin died at 29. He had a heart attack in his pickup truck. Just had a heart attack. 29 years old. I had a friend, she was in a car accident, 36 years old, just got married. 60 days. Had been married for 60 days. And I think I'm so passionate about this that I may seem like fanatical about it. It's because I want y'all to not die with dreams inside you. I don't want you to die and you didn't get to do the thing you want to do. You didn't get to travel. You didn't get to do this. You died with student loan debt. Now your mama's paying it because it's still in her name too. It's not no joke out here. Exactly. Dementia, your little stroke. I'm telling you. I'm seeing people who, you know, we make fun of the gym rat guy who's in there all the time. You know, he needs balance to his life. But I just need you to make some movement this year. If you're watching me or anybody on your channel, everybody's like, man, it's like you took off out of nowhere. That's bullshit. It's been 5 years of me just working my ass off. And having two surgeries along the way, which was even more devastating than I thought it'd be, like to put on a ton of weight. And what I realized is you need your health, but you also got to have a plan. Some of y'all out here just living like the good times will never end. And one bad credit card, one bad car accident, all of a sudden y'all like took out of the game. And I just think y'all just don't understand that you can go tomorrow. This whole Kobe Bryant thing, you can go tomorrow. I'm a truck driver. Yeah. I mean, and so even the guy I know that's a business owner that's 400 pounds, he works behind an office desk and he just makes bad choices. Like, and I realized I watched him for a day and he has an office full of men and they will go to Five Guys 4 or 5 days in a row. Now, we have another friend who's an Edward Jones advisor, and all the men in his office go to where? Jason Deli's, where there's salads, or they go to Olive Garden, where there's salads. And then I look at his office, where they're all mechanics, and they're going to Five Guys every day, or they're going to burger places every day, and that shit adds up. You go to Five Guys every day for lunch with 5 dudes, and y'all are eating 2 burgers a piece. That's too much. It's too much. Yeah, most people don't detox. Yeah. On the other channel I've been working on, you guys, I talk about some of the supplements I'm taking. And I'm telling y'all, it's... Whew. This boring Huey granddad from Boondocks. Detoxing is important. 5 Guys is overrated. Yeah. Fasting works, so does extra. Exactly. And I have a standing desk. You guys gotta see it. When AM1 comes, he'll see. I have a standing desk that got delivered. Well, it goes up and down. And you have this chair. And I sat in it. They delivered it. I'm like, what's wrong with the chair? It's wiggling. They're like, no, it's for your abs. I'm like, oh, fuck that. I want a regular chair. And so they bought me a second chair. But it's very funny because if you just sat on that chair all day, you don't realize how much you're using your core to sit up. Right? And there's a lot I could go on and on about, but I'm gonna wrap this up. I've been on here an hour and 16 minutes talking. I heard there's a lot of farmer markets in Texas. That's true. There's a ton of farmers markets in North Carolina. Like when I tell people I used to get bacon for $3 a pack, and I get bundles of strawberries and blueberries in North Carolina, people thought I was full of crap. I'm like, no, it's every day. I mean, it depends on whatever city you're in. There's a big movement to farmers markets. There's a ton of them here in Austin. Like I basically, when I moved to my new house, I'm getting a deep freezer. I'm going to all the local farmers and getting the meat from them. And if you order your meat from their farm the week before, you can go to the farmer's market and pick it up. Oh no. So anyway, but yeah, I didn't mean for this to go all over the place. But I really want y'all to understand that. Like, you have to make some kind of decision this year, some kind of commitment. And I know y'all get tired of me hearing commitment. Like, but there's people literally coasting through life with no commitment to anything themselves. Like, I have a friend who, I'm not trying to hurt his feelings, but I haven't talked to him in a long time. And I got on the phone with him, and he's just like fucking broke. His parents are old. He's barely scraping by. He's like, I don't want to leave them. Thank you for the $2 super chat. And I go, look, man. Your parents are old. If they die tomorrow, you'll be back. You can get back here for the funeral. But right now, you're not really living. And I mentioned the military. And everybody's like, oh man, Eric, you're always talking about military. And I only mentioned it to him because I said, look, you can do National Guard, you can do part-time, you need something to help you because you're struggling and you're in your mid-30s. That's a bad sign. Your parents are to the age where they're going to probably die in the next 2 years, and you'll be 38. He'll be like 35 or 36. He'll be 35 or 36, and I'm like, you're doing that. And by the time you're 36 and now you want to go get your career started and go live a life because your parents were older, it's too late. It's not necessarily too late, but it's going to be very hard to go uphill. And so I think what ends up happening is people don't really listen. When I tell people, you got to make a commitment to something and move, don't wait till you're 45 and be like, I'm ready to do something now. I'm ready to do it. And people are like, well, 45 ain't old, Erica. It's not old. But depending on what you want to do, it may stop you from what you're trying to do. So anyway, that's all. I see y'all talking about food in there. It's cracking me up. Y'all are cracking me up. But yeah, y'all know. Y'all are alert enough to know. You're woke enough to know about farmers markets. But yeah, I'm about to be mad because they should be back by now. So yeah, it's harder at 45. It'll be real hard. So anyways, you guys, this is your girl Erica, Classic Climb Blog. I'm going back off disappearing. Yeah, people use their youth as an excuse. Yeah, people. And here's the thing: what people don't understand is, you are where you are today. You can start from today. But I have friends who literally, engineers, who they're 30 now, 31. They're done. They want to take a break for 6 months or a year. They can. They've been making $50, $80, $90,000 a year for 10 plus years since college. And they're good. They can go take a break. People who are starting later, oh, I'm 40 and I really want to get serious about it now. Well, 10 years for you, even if you make 100 grand for the next 10 years and you're 40, well, guess what else you got? You got kids, you got student loan debt, you got other debt you need to go back and clear up. It's a different starting place. So I don't want to discourage you, but I just want people to understand that you have to get some stability. So you have to commit to something. Oh no, it fell.